Okay, so now let's talk about the pros and cons of running LLMs locally versus running them on the cloud. So one of the biggest ones is full data privacy and control. So you're controlling everything about the LLM when it's running local. You don't need to have an internet connection. You don't need to be worried about it running phone or phoning home, because the only thing that's wrapped around your LLM is, first of all, a llama or llama.cpp. Those are not going to be phoning home. And then any tools or infrastructure that you build around your local LLM. So you've got full privacy and data control. No internet is required, which means you can air gap it. You can customize and fine-tune your models, meaning you can make those, even though those models are going to be considerably smaller and less capable, they are going to be able to do closer to your use case when you supervise fine-tune it. You have no usage fees or quotas, so you can just get as much out of the LLM as you can get out of your hardware. And then you're going to have lower latency for local apps because it's going to be running on your private network. So, you might be running it as a separate server, but because it's running on your high-speed network, you're going to have lower latency. A lot of the lower latency, though, has to do with the fact that it's just a smaller model than a model that you would see up on the cloud. So when it's a smaller model, it is less computationally intense. Okay, so now the cons of running an LLM locally. Now, the problems with running LLMs locally is you have high memory and disk usage. So basically, you have to dedicate hardware for this. It requires technical setup and maintenance. It may not scale or perform the way cloud models do. And it definitely, when we're talking about performing, like comparing a 32 billion parameter model or a 2.5 billion parameter model to a 500 billion or a 1 trillion or a 1.7 trillion parameter model, you can't expect your local models to have the performance or the scalability of a cloud model. It's also not ideal for mobile or thin clients. People think that, hey, I'm running it locally, I can run it on my iPhone. Now, there are ways to run models on your iPhone. Those are called small language models. They're not small large language models. So something like that, you definitely, there are cons to running your models locally, but that's part of the architecture process, is deciding how you want to run your models either on the cloud or locally.